The time is 3:02. I'm calling the meeting to order. The Paris Union High School District Financing Authority regular meeting to order at 3:02 p.m. I'm going to ask for a roll call to determine a quorum. Trustee Campos.
Here.
Trustee Hall. He's on his way. Trustee Stafford.
Here.
Trustee Anaya.
Here.
Trustee Garcia and myself, I'm here. We have established a quorum. Item 3.1, invitation to address the Board of Directors, non-agendized items.
There are no public comments.
Thank you. Item 4.1, general functions, minutes of the Paris Union High School District Financing Authority Special Board Meeting for February 11, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Stafford. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Campos, thank you. Any discussion? See none, please vote. Item 4.1 passes, 4 yeses and 1 on his way? Absent? Okay. 4.2, business resolution number 22526. Resolution of the Board of Directors of the Paris Union High School District Financing Authority authorizing the issuance, sale, and delivery of 2026 special tax revenue refunding bonds and approving certain documents and taking certain other actions in connection therewith. Okay. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
That was Mr. Stafford?
Second.
Thank you. The second was Mr. Campos?
Yes.
All right. Any discussion? All right. Seeing none, please vote. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out when you're speaking.
Good afternoon, board members. My name is Jason Chung with Phil and Rolap and Associates, and we serve as the district's municipal advisor. I'll keep this brief because I know we have a lot to cover tonight, but really the board will be asked to consider a potential refinancing of a series of authority bonds. And if you recall, just last month or 2 months ago, the district took a refinancing of its general obligation bonds that provided taxpayer savings for everyone in the district. This is a similar type of approach where we're refinancing bonds, but the bonds are only repaid by taxpayers inside your 2 community facilities districts, in 91-1 and 92-1. That's about 27,000 parcels. In the entire district, you have about 55,000, so it covers just under half. And so it's a very large CFD when you combine both CFDs together. And based on current market rates, we expect the refinancing to save about $9 million in total interest costs. Instead of going to bondholders, those would be ultimately flowed back to the district and over the period of, I'd say, 13 or so years. And you received a credit rating yesterday for a land secured CFD credit. You've received an A flat. That's considered very strong for a CFD. In the guidance report that Dr. Williams provided, the value of those CFDs is about 6 times more than the amount of bonds, which is considered very strong. And so it's not as high as your general obligation bond rating of the district because, again, we're looking at a smaller subset compared to the district-wide. But again, for a line secured credit, A stable is considered very strong.
I need you to be crystal clear on that one. A is stable.
A stable, yeah, I know, I gave you three there. So
sorry.
Very stable. Should you approve tonight, that would allow us to post the preliminary official statement as early as next week and get in the bond market as early as the end of March. Rates have been bouncing around, so we try to get in the market as early as we can and lock in those savings for you. That's what is on tonight's agenda.
Thank you, sir. Any questions from the Board of Trustees?
Yeah, so the refi.
Is your microphone on because they can't hear you, remember?
The refi amount, do we have?
Yeah, so what's outstanding right now is about $36.2 million. And then after we refinance, and those carry an existing 5% interest rate. And then with the refinancing, you'd be replacing that debt with about $30.5 million of new bonds at around a 3.7% interest rate. So you're borrowing less and at a lower interest cost.
Any more questions?
Question, you stated this only covers, 2 areas?
Yeah.
On the map, how can you show that, where those areas are, or how is that decided?
And I was gonna kind of follow the same question, just because you mentioned it's about half. Is that split between the cities? Because we're dealing with two different cities. So is it kind of, both cities are getting hit, or is it one city?
I believe it's primarily the city of Paris, is that correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the map.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the map with us right now, but it does cover a significant portion of the district's wide boundary.
Could you please, once you look at the map, send the info to Dr. Williams so we can share it with Mr. Campos and the rest of the board?
Absolutely. Yeah, we can call tomorrow.
And one question, you mentioned about $9 million savings over 13 years. We're talking about $8-something million a year.
That is 9 million in aggregate spread over 13 years.
13
So
years.
it starts at around 300,000 and then gradually gets higher and higher, and around 900,000 in the final year.
Okay, and those savings, how are they going to be reflected? How?
So those do not go to the taxpayers in the district. Their obligation does not change. It doesn't get any lower, doesn't get any higher. The district receives the surplus or the savings for that amount each year.
Okay, and that was those facilities. Okay, we can use that money every year, those facilities. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions from the Board of Trustees? All right, seeing none, thank you.
Board of Directors.
May I add just one thing?
Well, that's a $20 service charge.
I'll leave a check on my way. I'm Kerrigan Bennett. I'm from Strathing, Carlson, and Ralph here, Bond Council. I just wanted to add a little perspective on this transaction because it goes hand in hand with two items on the school district agenda later tonight. Those are actions by the individual CFDs we're talking about here, CFD 91-1 and CFD 92-1. And each of those CFDs will also authorize bonds tonight. The way this transaction works is that those CFDs are issuing bonds and they're selling them to the financing authority. And then the financing authority turns around and sells its bonds to the public, to investors. Each CFD will use its special taxes to pay off its bonds with the authority, and the authority will use that money to pass through and pay to bondholders. So it really is, there's three actions on the board tonight. It's all one bond transaction. I just want to make that clear in case there are any questions about the other items as well.
On that note, are there any other questions?
I'm kind of ignorant to all bonds, and can you explain what it, as a resident in Paris, what does that mean for us
So,
in the simplest terms possible?
yeah, to back up, these CFDs were formed to finance facilities for housing developments, right? The developers participated in the formation of these. So these special taxes have always been designed to cover facilities costs that the district incurs when new housing developments are built. So each of these homeowners in the CFDs is already paying the special taxes. They're paying a set rate. In some cases, it's fixed, and in some cases, it escalates over time. But those taxes aren't affected by this transaction at all. The district gets the special tax monies, and the district will use a portion of that money to pay the debt service on the bonds. But the remainder is available for the district to use for school facilities, benefiting those two areas. So we are saving some money in this transaction by refinancing older, more expensive bonds, but all the benefit will remain with the district. It would just mean that you have more money to spend for facilities.
So for the residents, so what they're paying doesn't change, or how?
What they're paying won't change, yeah.
Does it prolong it by any time, or
No,
so
it
nothing
doesn't.
happens?
In fact, no, it won't affect it at all.
Okay.
We are shortening up the bond maturity in one of them by a year or two, but it doesn't affect the special tax paid. The special taxes,
They both expire?
yeah, they have different terms. They're not permanent,
Okay.
but it's not prolonging the special tax in any way.
Okay.
Bond transaction.
My question is, I don't know if you can answer this or not, because it's probably our question for us. The money, where it goes, is it going to go towards our deficit? Or you said facilities?
It's going to go according to what I understood it's going to go to the use of facilities. So any improvements that we want to make in our facilities for the benefit of our students, either to ensure that they are safer or better new programs or anything that we need to have facilities to improve them, we're going to be using that money exclusively for facilities. And we're going to start seeing that money next year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
next year. And
these
it's,
bonds will replace the old bonds in May.
yeah,
So we already have the bonds now that we're using.
Yeah, there are existing bonds out there, you're paying debt service on them, but by virtue of this refinancing, that debt service is gonna go down.
Go down.
So you'll have a little extra money.
and from what I understood also, trustee Stafford, overall, in 13 years, the amount that is going to come to the district to use in facilities is $9 million. But that is an average of about $800 and something thousand a year. However, it's not going to be a set amount every year.
That's right.
We might start with 350,000 and then it's going to increase and it might increase, but at the end of 13 years, the total is going to be $9 million.
That's right.
Okay.
And just one clarification, is not new money that's coming to us, it's just a cost savings in what we would have been paying out if we did not do this refinance.
Correct, so,
Right.
go ahead, Tony.
Yes, absolutely.
So it would be reflected in our in budget or our deficit spending? I'm wondering how are we attacking the deficit at all?
Yeah, this would not, this is not the unrestricted general fund, this is restricted dollars. And we already have these dollars now in our budget and we're using them for facilities. But with this additional savings, then our payments out for our debt would be lower. But it would not be any new money. It's like you're refinancing a house and lower interest rates, but the savings will continue to stay in the district's budget instead of being paid out over the many years?
13.
13 years.
Dr. Williams, just to clarify, is that new money is going to be savings, but that translates into extra money to spend in facilities?
Absolutely.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
So it's the same money that we have, but instead of paying it to
To the, whoever the
whoever
bond
to
holders.
bond, we are going to be able to use it
Yes,
for facilities.
Yes.
Okay,
So
so the effect, the ultimate effect is the same.
is the cost savings. It's the cost saving. I just wanted to be clear that we would not be getting any new dollars on top of that.
Okay, so just for clarification, so I've got, we're refining 36.2 mil at 5%. But I thought there was an increase of 30 million at 3.7, or is that?
This sounds like a Jason question.
Okay.
It's numbers.
I understood the cost savings, I totally get
Yes.
that, which ultimately translates with the lower interest rate savings, through time, 13-year period, we can use it for facilities, that I get. But it just so I understand, I understand everything except for, since she said there's no new money, the 30 million increase.
Yeah, that's not an additional debt, so you have, when the bonds that we're refunding, they carry debt service reserve funds, which is basically a full year's worth of payments. The current balance is $4 million, so you can take that and throw it into the escrow to pay down the old bonds. So that takes care of $4 million of the $36 million.
Okay.
And then we were borrowing $30 million at a 3.75% rate. But of course, short-term rates are much lower than that. And bond investors like the high coupons. They think inflation will continue. So high coupons protect against inflation. And so when you have a high coupon and a lower yield, that produces bond premium. And so you're able to borrow $30 million and generate 2.5 or so million. That is what, so the 30 million plus the 2.5 plus the 4 million existing reserve helps pay off 36.
Got it. No, that's what all the numbers are. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And those are, in case anybody's wondering, those are action items 15.7 and 8. No, sorry.
For the regular board meeting?
15.6, yeah, and 7.
For the regular board meeting?
Yeah, correct.
Thank you. Any other discussion? See none. Please vote. Item 4.2 passes, 4 yes and 1 absent. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item 5.1, adjournment of the regular board meeting of the Paris Union High School District Financing Authority for March 11, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Trustee Anaya? Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Item 5.1 passes 4 yes and 1 absent, and we are adjourned at 3:18 p.m.